going to get ugly. And here we are. It seems to have gotten ugly. Okay. So there we are. So that's that. And they ran into each other. So it seems the rumor is, as I called, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. The rumor is that Edwin is after it all. Edwin is not going to stop. He's not respecting the children the same way Teddy is. This is from a reliable source, according to the Daily Mail or the Sun or one of those. And that he will be going after everything, and he's determined to come out on top, not just in the divorce, but on, on the in the public eye as well. So Edwin does not want anyone to think negatively or bad about him. So apparently that's a rumor going around. Let me also just say that, look, to me, this isn't Scandival. This isn't Erica Jane and Tom. Like, I don't think we're going to get that deep in the bed with Teddy, but it certainly seems to be, like, by the day, more interesting. Considering it was just a divorce, and then it's an alleged affair, and then it's a horse trainer. Now it's years of an affair and a wife and pregnancy. So it is getting more interesting by the day. No, I don't think all of this is going to turn into Scandival or whatever. Here's a problem I have. And by the way, where is Jack and Diane? Where is Mr. Cougar Mellencamp? I mean, what does he think of all of this? That's also what I would like to know. I mean, let's not give away any of the Mellencamp money, people. That would not be good. But here's what I find interesting is that when Teddy auditioned for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills back in season 8, rumor is now that she was almost divorced at that time, like that they almost got a divorce. Not really at that time, but right before that time, just like Camille and Kelsey, like, here we go. The timing is really suspect. And she was going through all of this when she auditioned for Beverly Hills Housewives. I'm sure that made Edwin feel really, really good. Like, okay, we've had marital problems, and now you're going on a reality show that's in its 8th season. And we all know and see that what happens when you go on Housewives. But apparently this was going on or had gone on, and they were working on the marriage, and they decided to stay together, and Edwin had a lot of growth. I mean, this is what's now the rumor out there. But here's the problem I have, okay? Why didn't we see this on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Yes, you had the group shots and Lucy apple juice, and you certainly inserted yourself in that. Maybe you would have lasted longer. Maybe all these people that are listening now wouldn't have thought you were the most boring housewife ever. I really don't think that. I actually don't have as much of a problem with Teodoro Merambal. Sometimes she puts my name in her mouth and she needs to get smacked down. Like I said, and someone was so offended by this, I could take someone down in 5 words or less if I wanted to. I mean, I'm a gay man from New York City and I'm a lawyer, but those things I don't get into these fights, these tits for tat. Like, I just don't. I let people go off and have whatever version. Peace comes. Let me read you a quote. I just saw this quote earlier today since we're on the subject. Peace comes when you realize Peace comes when you realize everything that's out of your control should be out of your mind too. Let people have whatever narrative they have of you. So I don't really like to clap back. I'm just like, go hate me, post all over line. I don't give a shit. Um, but why didn't we see this on Beverly Hills Housewives? That's kind of the problem I have. I mean, couldn't you have said, here we are, and now we're starting, and et cetera, et cetera? Um, and we've had problems. I don't know. I think we should have seen it on the show. That's just me. Moving on. We can't spend, Jesus, we're spending all time talking about this. Moving on, just very, very quickly. One of our listeners has brought this to my attention. Rye Myers slipped into my DMs. You guys slip in with lots of things. And this one I find I should talk about. Rumor is, so apparently I don't listen to JLL, Jeff Lewis. Hello, Jeff. I just don't listen to these things because I don't have time. But apparently Margaret and Dorinda, they're doing this mini tour, the Blondes, or I don't know what it's called. But Margaret has Margaret Dorinda has done these things a lot with Teresa too, but there's these blondes. Okay, it's billed as the blondes. What a great concept, the two blondes, and they were coming up with a show on 12/2 in New York at City Winery. So apparently they were both on Jeff Lewis recently, and they came back from commercial break. Or I guess before the commercial break, Margaret said something, I don't know what it was, and Dorinda said, "Don't speak for me, Margaret." And I mean, I've been on the receiving end of Dorinda's venom before, so I can only picture this happening. And then they came back from commercial break, and Jeff Lewis said, "We just had a mini cat fight here during the commercial break, because we all know anything that happens at Jeff Lewis is fair game, just like here at Behind the Velvet Rope." And Dorinda did speak up and said, "No, Jeff, I just don't like people speaking for me." So she seemed to get upset with Margaret. I don't really know the details. And by the way, I mean, yes. So I was going to go into a story about Dorinda, but we just don't have time right now. The point is, it seemed like there was a little riff, and they had this thing coming up at City Winery. They've already done some shows. I think they were in Philly, Boston. They had another one coming up on 12/2, and it is now canceled because our listener, Ryan Myers, who slipped into the DMs that referenced this thing at Jeff Lewis, which I've now looked into, which actually did happen. He got a thing saying that your tickets are being refunded because it's canceled. So, look, why I'm looking more into this. I mean, did they really have a riff? And is this like now the two blondes are over? That's it. There's no more Dorinda and Margaret live show. Are they really fighting? Or I don't know. I find Dorinda to be a business person. She doesn't really like me, I think. But when she had that book come out, her team and my team said, "Hey, we have an interview for your Dorinda medley." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "I think she fucking hates me." She got on the Zoom here. We had such a great chat. I loved Dorinda. And that to me is like the gold standard. Like, hate me, please hate me, because like I don't care. I really don't want to be friends with these people that are on the TV. It is so much drama. It's not what I want in my life. So that to me is just like the gold standard. Like, I don't think Dorinda likes me, but she had books to sell, and she knows what a huge, huge, huge platform this is, thanks to all of you. And she came on, and we had a great fucking show. I loved her. And then like we haven't spoken since. That's just how it should be. It's called a professional relationship. So I don't know. And Margaret, she doesn't really get, when I was friends with her, look, she's the Sarge. You guys know my friend Marge the Sarge. It's her way or the highway, of course. But Margaret never really got mad at me, or I mean, so I just think that these are two business women. I just think it's for poor ticket sales. I mean, I don't know how you can tell that now for 12/2, because there's so many things that could happen. That's the thing. So many tickets are sold at the last minute. When Sarah and I get calls all the freaking, I've played at City Winery, the same place that they were